Hello friends, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I have here this iPhone X, and as you see the back glass is broken. So today I'm going to show you how to replace the back glass on this iPhone X.
Hello friends, so in this video, just to show you how to save time while you are watching long videos on YouTube, I will just show you this quick notice. Maybe someone of you knows how to do it and maybe you don't. So if you don't know, this video will show you how to do it. So to speed up a video on YouTube and save your time, just go to here. Let me open this video first. So this is, for example, this is one of my videos that I made about how to place the LCD screen on and battery on a Samsung Galaxy Note. So here, as you see, the video is 26 minutes and 50 seconds. So this video is, it may take like 1 hour in case you are watching the video, then you apply. Because every time you pause the video to apply, it will take more time. So to speed up this video here, you just need to go here to this icon, the setting icon here. So you click on it, then you will see that the playback speed here is 1.5. Usually it's going to be like normal, it's going to be normal like this. So you can speed it up to 2 times. So let's try it on the 2 times. Now I select 2 times, right? So let's play. So you get good frame without scratch on. Alright, so this is the first one. Second thing we need a cutter. Then we need Philips screwdriver. We need as you see, the sound is very, the voice is very fast. If you think that it's very fast for you and you cannot understand it, you can lower the speed a little bit. The best place to do it, I think, is 1.5 or maybe up to 175. So let's try it in 1.5. Let's play again. We will need, if you are replacing the screen without frame, you may need the adhesive. Obviously, adhesive, I'm not going to need it. Let's understand. Okay. Alright, so this was just a quick video. You can use this setting while you are watching the long videos. Alright, so let's go back to the main video.
Okay, so before we start, I just want to let you know something. For this glass, you can remove it. Just remove only the glass from here and install and buy another glass without frame and install it here. But it's really hard, and there is like some machine to do that. So don't try to go cheap and think that you can install it here. The only way to do it for yourself is to buy another frame with the back glass pre-installed on it. Also, you can buy a frame with the small parts installed on it. You see here the volume up and down and the mute button, power button, all of them, they are like missing here. So I got this frame without any parts on it. So today I'm going to show you how to replace it from scratch. That means I have only the back glass without any parts on it. Alright, so to do this job we will need some tools. We will need tweezers, and put this aside here. So we need tweezers. We will need the back frame first, then the tweezers, then an IC semi, then a tri-point screwdriver, then Phillips screwdriver, then pentalobe screwdriver. We may need something else, and if I need something else, I will let you know during the repair. So please, before you start applying what you see in this video, try to watch the video from the beginning to the end and make sure that you have all the parts needed. Then you can start. And also you will have an idea about the steps that you're gonna follow during this repair. It's a little bit hard, and it will need some time. It may take like 1 hour or more, so be patient. I will try to minimize the time as much as I can. Alright guys, so let's start. So we're gonna put this one aside. Now we're gonna open the phone. To open this phone, we will need to open these 2 screws here in the bottom. We're gonna use the tri-point, not the tri-point, this is the pentalobe screwdriver. During this video I will include a lot of advices in case you stuck with something. You will learn, you know. So just pay attention to all the details that I'm mentioning here to not stuck with something. The first advice for these screws, make sure you are using a good screwdriver, and when you are opening them, make sure if you feel like the screw is not opening, make sure you use the right screwdriver, okay? And sometimes the screwdriver is small or is not picking on the teeth on the screw. So this may damage the screw. If you feel like it's not opening, don't keep just trying, because you're going to strip the screw here and it will be very hard for you to open it. So it's better to do it correctly and perfectly. So I'm using this professional tool to open these screws. Alright, so I opened these 2 screws. One more thing you need to pay attention to is the organization. You need to be more or very organized to remember the screws and put every screw back to its original spot. Because if you mess the organization, the order of the screws, you may mess up something inside your phone. So you may like write some notes or draw some like pattern here to remember the screws. For me, I'm just gonna put them here organized my way, so you're gonna learn from that too. Then I will use the IC semi and I will insert it here between the frame and the glass, like this, as you see. Then I will flip this up. So once I have it open like this, I will just move this to the corner and I will slide this here and hopefully I don't break the screen, because this screen has glue on it, and if you don't open it correctly you may damage it. Alright, so I open this side here, then I will go to the other side. I always hold it to not go back, so I'm holding it with my finger here. Then I will do the same thing for this. When you are wiggling like this, make sure don't go deep inside and don't touch the LCD from the inside here in the bottom, because you may poke the screen and you may break it. Okay, here we have some cables, so you need to pay attention to not damage the cables. This is just a sealing adhesive. They say it's for the water damage protection, but actually it's not protecting anything. Don't count on it. Doesn't matter if you have it on the phone or not. According to my experience, I see a lot of people, they bring in their phones like brand new, water damaged, and the water fill the inside of the phone. Alright, so once the screen is open like this, what you're gonna do, you're gonna slide it down. But to slide it down, you're gonna move it left and right a little bit, like this. And until we make a small gap here, then we're gonna lift it up. We're gonna open it like a book. Gently, don't use the force, just gently. Alright, so once you open it like this, as you see we have a cable here, we have two cables here. Make sure don't open it all the way, because you may cut these cables. Then here we have mini screws. We're gonna use the tri-point screwdriver. This screw, it has like a Mercedes logo, the tip here, so they call it the tri-point screwdriver. So now I'm gonna open, we have a bracket here covering these cables, so I'm gonna open this bracket. This bracket has mini screws on it, 1 2 3 4 5 screws, and they are different sizes and length, so make sure you organize them. So I will start from this one in the bottom. Don't use the Phillips screwdriver, because you may damage the screws here, and if you strip one screw, you're gonna stuck there, you cannot move ahead. So I'm gonna put this screw here. Let's suppose like the phone is like this, so I'm gonna put them like this, 1 2 3 4 5. This is the second, and this is the third. Sometimes if you are not using the right tool, even if it's the correct tool, you may damage the screws. So try to use the tools carefully and precisely. So I remove all the 5 screws. As you see, I put them here in one line. Then we're gonna remove this bracket. I'm just gonna use my nail to lift up this bracket. Sometimes it's hard, like it's glued down, but it's not. Just remove it. And then we'll put the bracket here next to the screws. Sorry, I didn't Alright, so this is the bracket and these are the screws. So I'm just gonna zoom back. So what I'm gonna do now, I will disconnect the cables from here. The first cable I'm gonna disconnect from here is the battery cable. So this is the battery cable, first one. We need to disconnect the power, so that's why we start with the battery cable. Then I'm gonna disconnect this cable from here. We have it here. As you see, I'm just using my nail, and we have another cable here. Gently, don't just keep prying up, you know. Then after we remove this cable, we're gonna open the screen this way. This is just the adhesive. So I'm gonna disconnect this cable. The cable actually, it's somewhere here. Let me make sure which one. I think it's the second one. I'm using my nail. So it's disconnected. Then I will pull it gently. It's glued down here. Okay, I disconnect. So now we're gonna put this screen aside, because we're not gonna need it until we finish. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do, we need to remove the motherboard out from here. So to remove the motherboard, we will need to disconnect all the cables connected to it. So I disconnected the battery. Then we have this cable here in the bottom. I'm just using my nail. You can use some tools, but it's better to use the plastic or your nail. Those are the camera cables. Alright, so I think I disconnect all the cables, and I will see after I remove the motherboard, if something is holding it, I will remove it also, or disconnect it. So now we have here, we have some screws. We have one here and one here, one here. I will remove all the screws. I see that all of them, they are Phillips, so I'm just gonna use this Phillips screwdriver. We have one in this corner. And now I will put the motherboard screws here in this area. and they will keep them organized too. So this screw is shorter than this one. Actually, I'm gonna put this back because I want my work to be 100% organized. I think I remember that this screw is not important to remove the motherboard. Alright, so I remove this. I remove just two screws, this one and this one. So now what I'm gonna do, I will remove the SIM card tray. I use this tool, so I forgot to mention this one. Okay, so this is the SIM card. Let's put the SIM card here. And actually these two screws, they are like one on top of the SIM card, one in the bottom, as you see it here. Alright, then we have this little bracket here. I need to remove it, so it has a screw on it. There is a screw in this part. Looks like this screwdriver is not good, so I'm gonna replace it. This is a Phillips screwdriver. So I remove the screw, I will put it right here. Then I will use these tweezers and I will remove this little piece here. And as you see, you need to, when you take a look at this little piece, you need to remember how it was placed here. It was like this. So when you put it back, remember that it was like that. So I'm just gonna put it like this. So when I put it back, it will be very easy for me to put it back. So now what I'm gonna do, you see here, there is like something, it's like a pin here. I put it out because it's pushing here and it will hold the motherboard. So what I'm gonna do now, I can lift up the motherboard gently from here, just gently. I'm not using any force. Alright, so here I figure out that there is a cable connected in this part here. So what I'm gonna do, I will remove this bracket first. So we have a tri-point screw here in this corner. I'm opening it right now. Then I will put it right here. And this is the part which is responsible for the two cameras, front-facing camera. Okay, as you see. So now when I lift this up like this, we reach to the cable which is connected here. I'm just gonna use this screwdriver to disconnect the cable. Make sure don't damage anything here. So then the front-facing, the motherboard is free, and I will put it here next to its screws or its parts. These front-facing cameras, make sure don't touch them with your fingerprints here, because once you finish, when you try to take front, what they call it, selfie, it will be like foggy or it will have some smudges on it. So make sure don't touch this with your fingerprints. All right. So now what we're gonna do? It's time to remove the battery. Let me make sure. So to remove the battery, I'm looking for the adhesive which is holding it in the bottom, and I think it's right here. So this adhesive here, I'm just using the tweezers to disconnect this. Okay, as you see, I'm wrapping it on these tweezers. Okay, I remove this. This adhesive, I will use another one, which I forget to mention. So I will use this double sticky adhesive instead of the one that I'm removing. Alright, so let me lift up. You see the first part of the battery is disconnected. So now I'm gonna do the same thing for the other battery, because here we have two batteries, right? I'm trying to grab the battery from here. Alright, I think it's not going to be easy for me, so I will have to remove this part here. So to remove this part here, I will need to use the tri-point screwdriver first. So we have some screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have more screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, those screws are Phillips screws. So let's start with the tri-point screws first. So now I will put these screws here. Alright, as you see, I removed this bracket, so it was like this. By the way, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm still I'm trying to not mess anything. So I remove this screw, and this bracket is underneath here. So we're gonna just put this screw here, then we will remove this bracket and we will put it exactly how it was installed there, like this. Then we will have another 2 screws here, 1, 2. Alright, so now I'm gonna remove the 2 Phillips screws here. This is a Phillips screwdriver. I will try to lift up this one to see if I can remove it. Okay, it looks like there is a hidden screw somewhere here. No, this is a cable. Alright, so we have another screw hole in this part here. So let me remove this screw first. This is a Phillips. Okay, we have some little pieces connected here. Uh-oh, I rip off the cable. I rip off this cable. So you see this cable here? It was connected in this part here. I rip it off. This is the cable from where it's got cut. I'm supposed to remove this screw here. Okay? Okay, this is a Phillips screw. So I'm supposed to remove this screw first. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, this little piece have a connection here, has this cable connected here. So I will put this one here, and I will see if I can get another one from one of my other broken devices. So this is the little piece that I rip off. And first I will try if the phone works without replacing it. I will just keep it. So let me disconnect this one, then lift up this gently. Make sure you release everything gently. As you see, I rip off that cable. Alright, so this is the loudspeaker. So I'm just gonna put it right here. Alright, now let me see where this one is holding. Now, okay, so this one is holding, this little piece has a cable connected here in the bottom. So we're supposed to remove this one first. Alright, so now I'm gonna put this one here. Alright, so you see this little cable here, this is for the charging port. I'm just gonna make sure to not damage it. And I will remove the adhesive underneath batteries. Oops. Make sure you remove this adhesive perfectly, because if you damage this adhesive, the battery gonna stuck in the bottom and to remove it you may damage it. Okay, I remove the first little part, adhesive. Now we have another little piece of adhesive in this side. Make sure don't touch this cable. This cable here is on the way, so make sure you do it correctly. And voila, I removed them all. So now I can take off the battery safely from here. So this is the battery. I will just put it right here. Alright, so now it's time to remove the charging port. This is the charging port cable. So let me see what is holding the charging port. The charging port has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. These 3 screws, they call them the double screws. So they will need a special screwdriver to open them. It will be this one. But if you don't have it, you can use a little flathead screwdriver. Let me show you. You can use this one too. This is just a flathead screwdriver. Alright, so I'm gonna open one screw with this. Make sure when you are using this flathead screwdriver, make sure because it's gonna slip here, make sure you do it precisely and do it correctly. Because if it slips here, you may poke this cable and you will be in problem. The phone not gonna charge. It's not easy to remove it. Just control your power and control your hand. Alright, so I remove this one. So what I'm gonna do, I will put this here, then I will put this one aside, and I will use the right screwdriver. When you are using the right tools, you save time and you don't do any damage. We have another screw right here. Alright, as you see, this screw was holding this little piece. So what I'm gonna do, I will just put it exactly next to the screw that's supposed to go on top of it. Alright, so now I think that the charging port, no, actually it's still trying to figure out, because I see that we have 2 cables here. Which one is for the charging port? I don't know. Alright, so this cable here has a screw in this corner here. Make sure you open it first. So I'm gonna use the tri-point screwdriver. Then I will put it right here. And then I will remove this. I'm lifting up this screw, this cable. Okay, so this is the charging port cable, yeah. It looks like it has another part here. Alright, let me disconnect this one too, this cable. Gently. Okay, this part of the cable looks like it's underneath these 2 prongs here. So what I'm gonna do, I will use the IC Semi and release it from the bottom. You may need to use a heat gun to heat it up to not damage this cable. But I will just be very careful. As you see, I release this part. And then I think I will use this plastic to go underneath this cable here to release it. You can use also the alcohol. I have the alcohol here, so you can use the heat gun, you can use the alcohol. I'm gonna use the alcohol now. Okay, as you see, I I disconnect this. Now I can pull it off gently. Alright, so now here we need to lift up this gently. Don't use the force at all. Okay, so before I was like trying to remove these cables, but I see that we have 2 screws here. That's why you need to proceed carefully. So I have this screw here. Alright, so now let me see if I can. Okay, as you see, we have 2 cables here. We have this one on the top, so we remove the charging port first. Then underneath there is another cable. I'm gonna tell you what is it for soon. So now let me remove this. This is the microphone. I'm releasing it gently from here. By the way, the microphone has this white hole on it. Make sure don't cover this one with the adhesive, because this is the one that is responsible for transferring your voice from the phone to the other end. It's a microphone. Alright, so now I will remove this one and I will put it aside. So let me see what this part, I think this part here is working as an antenna. So I will just lift it up gently. Told you that you can use the heat gun, so I'm going to use the heat gun now just to show you how to. Alright, so I will pull it gently from here. Alright, so it's removed. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, before I go ahead and I go to the top, I will put this part in the bottom on the frame to save some time, okay? And also to like minimize the parts that I have to put in this. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will compare this frame with this one and see what I have here. Alright, so I need to remove also these gaskets. This is just a plastic gasket, and make sure don't damage it also. This is just adhesive covering it. I already broke this little part here, not a problem. Okay, I think I will need to use the heat gun to release that. Make sure don't heat it up too much because it's plastic and you may melt the part here. Alright, let me use the icy semi. Whoa, it's not easy. Make sure don't damage anything, because for me I already have another device that I can remove parts from it in case something damaged here. For you may stuck there. Oh. Okay, this part is very hard, it's not easy to remove from here. Okay, I broke this little piece of it. Okay. Okay, I'll heat it up a little bit more. Okay, remove a little piece of it. Alright, so I removed it. Alright, there is still a mesh here inside, so I will see if I can remove that mesh also. Okay, we push it from outside. Ouch, it's hot. Alright, I will need another tweezers. Alright, so this is the little parts that I need. We just put it inside here. You will get the other one too. Alright, so I put the two meshes here. So now I will put this behind. Alright, it's good. So I will do the same thing for the other one. I will heat it up from the back. Alright, I remove this. Then I will get the mesh out. This mesh is important to protect the speakers from the dust, so that's why I'm removing it. Alright, I get the mesh inside, so now I will put this little bracket back. It got bent with the heat. Alright, so I put it back. Now the phone looks nice from here. The mesh and everything is correct. It wasn't easy. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will remove the mesh. So I will put the what do you call it? Yeah, this piece here, this little piece. So this is just I think an antenna. Then I will put the charging port on top of it. So I will place it very well. Then I will put the two screws in the bottom. So then I will remove. I see that I have, let me fold this back a little bit, and then I will fold this one. Because we still have something that we need to transfer to these sides here. And let me check. Yeah, these two prongs, I need to transfer them first. Alright, here I see that we have three Phillips screws, 1, 2, 3. So let me open them one by one. This one here, this one here, okay. Directly I'm gonna transfer this to this place. Alright, so I put these two things back. So now what I'm gonna do, I will put this cable underneath here. So I will remove this sticker. This is for the wireless charging part. Then I will put this cable back like this, and I will put the screw that was here. So that screw is right here. Alright, so I put this cable here. Alright, let me check if there is like anything left here in the bottom. Nothing. So now what I'm gonna do, I will, let me see. So this is the wireless charging part. I will remove this little piece from here. Just glue it down. This is the front facing camera and the sensors here. Let's put it aside. So now this is the wireless charging part. The wireless charging part has, yeah, this part is connected to these buttons here. Alright, so first I need to release the buttons here on the sides, then I can release this one. But before we do that, I will remove this little bracket from here and put it back on the frame. Just 2 screws. This is 1 and this is 2. Alright, so I put this back. Then let me see if I can. Yeah, because I see that this cable is soldered here and the buttons are connected to it, so I need to remove this part here first. So let me open the screws. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so let's remove them one by one. I'm going to start from the bottom. This here. Two. Okay, it looks like this cable is connected to this little piece. So what I'm gonna do, I will pull this gently until here and leave it. Then I will disconnect this part. We have a screw here. Alright, so this part I need to transfer it right away. Alright, so now I'm gonna remove these 3 screws here. So as you see, the parts that I can put back right away, I'm not leaving them here. I'm putting them back, or I'm transferring them to the new frame right away. This screw is special. It doesn't look like the other screws. And I think this one, we have one behind this sprung here, so we need to remove this one first. And we have this little piece here. It was placed like this. Let's put it next to its screw. Then we have this screw here in the back. Okay, only this screw here is a special screw. Not this one, not this one, not this one, not this one. All of them, they are the same. Or maybe they are a little bit longer. Anyway, put the screws back to its original spot. I'm pulling this cable gently. Okay, I release this little part here. So now I will get this out from here. So I'm releasing the cable gently. Okay. As you see this part, this is the mute button. The red line is on the top here when the frame is like this. So the red line is on the top. So I'm just gonna put this one aside here. Alright, so now I release this. So what I'm gonna do now, I will release this little part from here. So I will use this cable here. It's very easy to damage, so make sure you remove it gently. Let me use some heat. Okay, I have a customer coming here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I will heat up this little part here to activate the adhesive which is in the bottom, so I can release it easily. Yeah, don't worry about this. It's supposed to lift it up from the bottom, all the way in the bottom. So I separate this little part. It's not a big deal. Alright, I got it. This side here, if it's damaged, don't worry about it. It's not really important. What is important is the one in the middle and this. Alright, so I will align this very well with its spot in the bottom here. Alright. Alright, so now I transfer this one here. What I'm gonna transfer now, it will be these buttons. Okay. So to transfer these buttons, let me see if I can, how I'm gonna remove them from here. I did remove some buttons before from here like this. Okay, so I need to remove this wire here. What I'm gonna do, you see this wire here, this one I will pull it, open it like this, I think from this side. Alright, so then I will grab it from here, so I will put it this way here. Then what I'm gonna do, as you see, I'm pulling. Okay, I'm still trying to remember how I removed it before. Now, okay, so this is like, it goes down here, then you pull just this little piece. Up like this, then okay, so I pull this way. So then I will put it like this, and I will push these buttons outside. I grab the button exactly like it is, and then I will bring it here. Let me see, this is the volume up button. So the volume up button is right here. I will put this one back here. Then I will grab this little piece and I will insert it here. Then I will okay, then I will put this and I will put this piece here. Okay, so you see this sprung here, this one is going inside, one is going inside here. Then I will put this one okay, and I put this one inside also. Then I will flip this back. Alright, so now it's installed, and I will do the same thing for the other one. First I will lift up this prong here, or this wire. I will insert this inside and I will pull this way. Okay, when I pull this way, I release this part, then I push this up to release this part here. Push this right here, then I will lift up this all the way like this, then I will pull it. Okay, I will put it exactly like this, then I will push this one outside. And I will bring it directly here. Put the button, then put this little piece. Make sure you keep the don't flip it up. So I put this one first, then I close this. Make sure when you put this one, put it all the way down, then you close it. Okay, then we're gonna take this little piece and we will when you put this wire here, make sure you put it all the way in the beginning here. So to put it all the way, you push the button from the back, push the button from here to have access to the inside. You need to have a lot of patience. Patience to do it. Alright, so I got this in here. Sometimes you can get it quickly, sometimes it's a hassle. Alright, so I got the thing done inside here too. So there is like 2 holes. This wire here need to get inside. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will place this little piece inside here too. This is the mute button. No, actually this will be from installed from here. Then I will put this part. So I will put this one first before I put it inside. Okay, you insert it underneath these 2 prongs here. So there is like 2 hooks. You insert it underneath here and here, so you push it inside. Then we can flip this and glue it down. Not glue it down, but screw it down. Alright, so I will put the first screw to hold it. This is the first one. This is the second screw. It's a little bit longer than the other one. And then I will connect this little piece. Alright, so I connect everything. So now I need to test these buttons. It's clicking. The mute button up and down. It's clicking, everything is working fine. Alright, this was very tough, but we got it done. Alright, now what I'm gonna do, I will transfer this little piece to here. Let me see how I can move it. We have some screws here. Okay, I have a tri-point screw here. It has a little bracket underneath. And then we have two Phillips screws here. Alright, so let me see if I can lift up this. Alright, so I release this. Then I have two more screws here. One. As you see, this little piece here has two screws, one here and one here. So this one, I already removed it. So I remove this one, it will go like this. So let me put it here. Then we have another screw here. Okay, this little piece has another part connected here to the wall, to the side. Okay, I released it. Then I will bring it directly here. Alright, you remember this little piece that I removed from here in the beginning when I was removing these buttons? So this will go here. I dropped the screw somewhere here. Okay, it's right here. I dropped it inside the phone. The frame. This is a tri-point screw. I'm just blocking the little bracket to not move when I screw the screw. Alright, so now I put this little bracket back. I'm just tightening up this screw here. Alright, then this is the last piece. It will go here, if I remember good. I think it was here, yeah. Actually, it goes underneath this prong here. Alright, it has a tri-point Phillips screw. Alright. Alright, so now I'm gonna remove the camera from here. So we have here two screws. We have this one and this one. Underneath this screw there is a little bracket. Make sure you remember this how it was placed here. No, actually this one it's holding to a cable here. Alright, so I'm just gonna lift up this. Then I will remove this bracket here. I mean this screw here in this corner. This is the screw that I was going to open in the beginning and I put it back. Alright, so this metallic piece, actually it's coming from here all around. So let me remove the camera first. I'm just gonna pry it up and hopefully I can get it out from here. And I think I will need to release this little piece first, then use this, insert it here, and pry this up. Make sure don't touch the camera with your fingerprints. So I'm just gonna put it here aside because I still have a little piece that I need to transfer. There is a microphone there, yeah. Microphone and the flash. So this cable is folded here, is glued here, but there is another extension coming all the way from here. So you need to be very careful. And there is a gasket here. So this gasket needs to be here too. Gently. Alright, as you see, I release this little piece. And it's coming this way. Let's go into the side bottom. It's going here. So now I will have to open these 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. Phillips. See the first one. So I remove this screw from here, and I'm just gonna check what this little part is doing here. Alright, so I was trying to figure out what this little piece is here for. Okay, I'm just gonna transfer it back here. Okay, let's hold on this. I'm just gonna put it back. Okay. Put this here. I need to remove this little piece first. Okay, you need to remember how this little piece was, okay? Now I will remove another screw from here. Okay, then I will remove this piece, put it aside, and now I will do the same thing that I did for the buttons. So I will just open this one. Alright, so I removed this button from here. I got a call, so that's why I'm trying to figure out what I was doing. Alright, so I'm gonna push this one out, and I will bring this button directly to this frame here. Then I will take this piece, I don't know what they call it, and I will insert it here. Alright, so this wire here, you always make sure you insert it very well here, then you flip it this way. Alright, so now I'm gonna take this little piece and I will insert it here all the way, then I will put it, if it's not all the way in here, it's not gonna close. Okay, I close it. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will put this piece here, they will put the screws. I think I mixed the screws, so I'm just gonna try to remember. Sometimes when you get interrupted, you may forget something. Oh, it's because I'm right-handed. I cannot install this piece easily. Now I will put this little piece here. Then I will put this little bracket. If you don't see the details very well, make sure you remember the steps when you are taking it apart in the beginning. Okay. I put this little piece first, then I will put this screw. Alright, so now the button is clicking. Alright, before I put this down, I will have to remove this piece here. I don't know what is it for. Okay, let me remove this one on the top first. It has a screw here. So now I will remove this little piece from here. Then this will go here. The microphone will stick in this little piece here. Then this flash light will go here. Then the camera will go here. Then this little bracket. And as you see, this little thing here gonna go on the top here. then the screws. Okay, good. But you see that this is overlapping the edge here, so I'm just gonna release it. It's going underneath this thing here. Okay. Alright, so I think I finish on the top here. Let me put these cameras here. Alright, so I think this screw here was connected in this spot. I think. Because I touched some screws here and I mix them up. Alright, so I put the camera. Now what I'm gonna put? The bottom parts. So the bottom parts, we will start with this little piece. Gonna put it here. Then I will put this screw. No, not this one, but this. Hello.
Jessica just called you. We just talked to you.
Ah, okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will put this screw here. Let me find the screw. It's right here. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, then I will put this engine. I will connect this cable here. So now I'm trying to remember. So I think these two screws, the double screws, they were here in this spot. One here and the other one here. Then okay, you see the screw sticks on this one here, so make sure don't force anything and check underneath. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, take this screw here, it's supposed to go to the corner. No, it's not. It's supposed to be a tri-point screw. So it's supposed to go here. No, it's not. So that's what's gonna happen when you mix the screws. It will be very, very hard for you to put them back to their spots. So I put the speaker in here, then I connect this cable. Okay, this is a Phillips. It will go to the corner here. Then we have this one. It will go here. No, this will go here. And let me try this one. So now I'm just putting the screws wherever fits. It fits because once they are mixed up, or what you can do, you're gonna just keep guessing and putting them. Alright, so this one fits here, so I think the tri-point one is supposed not to be here. Okay, I connect this little piece here, then okay, that means this screw is supposed not to be here. We'll take this one and they will put it on the top in this corner. So this bracket is supposed to be on the top here. This is the tri-point screwdriver. Oh no, the screw is in the bottom, so I need to remove the screw first. Okay. I think this is tri-point screw. It will go here. This one will go here. Then I have this screw. I think it's supposed to be in this corner. Yeah, it's supposed to be in that corner, but it has this little piece here. That piece, this is the one that got cut from the cable. Okay, if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, you can do nothing, you know. Alright, so I still have 3 more screws here. I think this will go. I think this will go here. Then I have 2 Phillips screws, one gonna go here. This tri-point also. If the screw doesn't fit, just try to align it and put it back, or maybe figure out which spot it's supposed to be.
Nos vamos a quedar a dormir aquí, ¿ok? Mañana a las 3 de la tarde o a la que sea. Oh, that one, okay, that's good.
Alright, we have 1 more screw here. It's a tri-point.
It's one for me to do it. Thank you.
Alright, so I think I put all the screws finally. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will put the battery here, but before I put the battery I need to put some adhesive here to hold it to not keep moving. So that's why I'm going to use this stub sticky adhesive. And then I will use this tool to glue down the battery. Alright, so this will go here and this will go here. Then I will remove the adhesive, I mean the plastic which is covering the adhesive. Then I will install the battery here. Alright, so now it's time to put the motherboard. So this is the motherboard. Before I put the motherboard, I will put this cable here and put some adhesive under it to hold it. No, actually, so this is supposed to be in the other side here. Alright, so now it's time to put the motherboard. Make sure there is no cables underneath. Okay, the motherboard is okay. Now it's perfectly installed here. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will bring this little piece and I will put it here, then the screw. Alright, so now once I make sure that everything is well installed here, what I'm gonna do, I will start connecting the cables. Make sure the cables are very matching with its connection.
Oh, you have the thing?
Alright, so I'm gonna connect the cables. So for the battery, I'm gonna leave it until the last minute. Alright. If the cable doesn't connect, make sure you align it very well. Then you connect it. Alright, it looks like everything is fine now. So what I'm gonna do now, I will put these two screws. They are Phillips screws. Okay, this is one, and this is another one. Alright, so now I will put the screen. So this cable here, we're gonna do it like this. Make sure this cable goes inside here. Then we're gonna flip it back and we will connect these two cables here. This is one and this is two. Then the last thing is the battery. Alright, now the last step is this bracket. Voila. So now I will turn the phone on, make sure everything is working fine. I'll let you push here like 3 seconds. Then you snap the screen down. So now what I'm gonna do, I will put SIM card, then the 2 screws in the plug. I need a quintal screwdriver. And voila, it's ready. Alright, so let's test it quick. Just type in the numbers. Alright, so everything looks fine. That was it. So if alright friends, so as you see, the replacing the back cover without the small parts on it, it's tough. It's really tough. So I recommend that you get the frame with the small parts on it. You may pay some extra dollars, not dollars, maybe like $20 more, but I think it's worth it to save your time. Beside that, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Also share the video with your friends, and at the end, do it at your own risk. Okay. All right guys, see you in the next video. Have a wonderful time. Peace.